Hi there, VC. It's Steve Whitty here. Sun is shining. It's Tuesday. Currently enjoying some time off work. Um, it's the 1st of May, so happy May Day to everybody out there. And you see from the calendar it's changed, and what you might just be able to make out, it's a picture of Janis Joplin and Big Brother and the Holding Company, and a little snippet of their Cheap Thrills album there in the picture. This video is a recent finds video. This is my vinyl purchases from Saturday. Record store and charity finds. Some good records and one record I was really pleased to find. So let's start off with a good one. This is the band and music from Big Pink. This only cost me £1. The cover is absolutely water damaged, absolutely shot. However, and this is an American pressing. You can see the American and on the Capitol label. There we go. I don't know if I think this is a repress. It's not an original. But such a great album, such an influential album. I think George Harrison and Eric Clapton were both heavily influenced by it. It's just stands out there. It's that again. Just great tracks. Tears of Rage, To Kingdom Come, In a Station, Caledonia Mission, The Wait, We Can Talk, Long Back Veil, Chest Fever, Lonesome Susie, This Wheel's on Fire, I Shall Be released. This is an essential album to have in the collection, and to find a vinyl copy for £1 that plays great. It just felt like Christmas had come early. Charity shop find. This is Barclay James Harvest, Eyes of the Universe. Band's 10th album, released in 1979. About this time, the band wasn't having much success commercially in the UK. Their big market tended to be Germany. It's an okay album, nothing spectacular. In fact, it's going towards then the softer rock vein. So you've got tracks, Skin Flicks and Rock and Roll Lady, sort of played up to that. Yeah, it's not as I said, it's not a bad album, but it's just not one of their best. Another £1 buy in the record store. This is the Cars' third album, Panorama. It's an album I haven't heard in a long time, and probably when I heard it was a download. Probably the best known track is Touch and Go. The Cars, there's the back cover there, and it's on the label. It's the sleeve. This is actually surprisingly good nick. The record itself, again, despite it only cost me £1, vinyl plays in beautiful condition. So more than happy to pick that up. As I said, Cars recently inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Although popular, I'm not really sure if they were warranted. But then again, I suppose they were huge and very big in America. This was a top 5 album, where I think. In the UK, the first album, and then when Drive came out and it was hit twice, that was probably the length of their success in the UK. Next up, it's Elvis Costello and the Attractions Trust, and this is the 5th album by Elvis Costello. Top 10 in the UK, top 30 in the US. This is a reissue that came out on Demon in 1984. It's probably fair to say Elvis Costello's commercial success in the UK was starting to fall a little bit. Clubland was the hit single, which didn't hit. It wasn't the greatest hit for him, but well, not bad album. It's not great. It is significant that you've got Glenn Tilbrook appears on From a Whisper to a Scream, and there's the back cover there. It's sort of like a movie. It's only cost me a couple of pounds, and that's primarily because somebody had written on the back of it. Another £2 album. I had showed you Cream on top last week. I've snarled up a copy of Best of Cream. This came out in 1969, and it was a top 10. It sort of cashed in on the fact that it just split up, and it was a top 10 album in both the US and the UK. And really focuses really on the singles: Sunshine of Your Love, Badge, Crossroads, White Room, Strange Bill, I Feel Free. There's Spoonful on there. Born on the Bad Sign as well, and I can never pronounce that, so I'll just show you this one. Yeah, probably an essential album again, a couple of pounds, and again played it in really great condition. Another £2 album, and this is Joe Jackson's Night and Day. Surprisingly, and I am a big fan of Joe Jackson, I've never got round to actually listening to this before. I say it's in absolutely really good, great nick. The album's got two sides, so you've got a night side, which is side 1, and then the day side 2. And by this time, Joe Jackson had relocated to New York City, and it did say written and recorded in New York City. He was having probably found he was having more success in the UK than he was in the US rather than the UK, so he upped sticks and moved over there. I think he lived there for a good 25 years. Not sure if he's now back in the UK, but yeah, great album. Big track on here, Stepping Out, which was initially a hit single in the US, then became a hit single in the UK. It was his last big hit single. Jean-Michel Jarre, Magnetic Fields, his third album, released in 1981. You've got it in English and you've got it in French. I was asked, Matt Hayes asked me if this was a French pressing. Sadly not. This is an English pressing. And I've got his first two albums, Oxygen and Equinox. So I was pleased to pick this up. Probably underrated Jean-Michel Jarre. Probably more known for his live shows more than the actual content of his music. But it's certainly interesting to find out some more stuff. Charity Shop, fine. Rather beat up on the cover. Madonna's Like a Virgin. A really smash second album on the Sire label. This is a 1985 reissue. In 1985, Madonna was all over the radio. Obviously, 1984, Like a Virgin became a big smash, worldwide smash. You've also got this album almost reads like a best of Madonna, Material Girl. She does a great version of Love Don't Live Here Anymore, Into the Groove, Dress You Up, produced by Nile Rodgers. Yeah. I think it's a really good album. A couple of 12-inch singles by S Express. So this is Theme from S Express. This was a number one hit single for them in 1988. Basically, S Express with Mark Moore, and then got a few other people helping out there. But it was mainly sort of very dance orientated, but such a really good record. I remember it at the time. And also found a copy of Superfly Guy as well, which was I think the band's third single. Again, it was a top 10 single. And this featured the vocals of Steam. I think it was a German artist. Something a little bit different I found in the charity shop for a few pence. This is Shack Attack's Nightbird album. Now, Shack Attack, I think it can be dismissed. They were very popular in the early 80s. Could be dismissed as sort of lightweight pop, but I think there's quite a bit of a jazz influence, and it really focuses on the talents of Bill Sharp, who was the piano player. Quite a bit of jazz, sort of like jazz funk influence. A big hit single on here. It really was a great single. It's opening track on side 2. Easier said than done. Yeah, I did enjoy it. I'm being interested to have a listen to this album, see if the rest of the album sort of meets my expectations. Saw this shown on the BBC last week, and I can't remember who did show it. Stylistics, You Are Beautiful, and basically sat pointing out the opening track, Funky Weekend, is something that's worth listening to. So I saw this, and again, a few quid. I thought well, it's actually a quid. You know, it's worth having. Just only for that. I understand the rest of the album might not be that spectacular. This is Gary Wright, the Dreamweaver. Gary Wright played in Spooky Tooth for a few years, but when he left, he returned back home to the States and recorded this album, and it suddenly took off for him. He had number 2 singles off here, I think. Dreamweaver was number 2. I can't remember what the other song was. It was a top 10 album for him. You know, he's still going. I think he's about 75 now. You know, he's. I'm not sure if he's dressing up like that now, but I've never listened to him before. I'm aware of the track. I've never heard it properly in full, so I am going to be slightly interested to see if that's worth listening to. Again, it only cost me £1, as did this record, which is a compilation released on the Telstar label, which was a bit like an 80s version of K-Tel. And this is called Product 2378. And this is very much a sort of like an indie compilation. So you got the Wonder stuff on here, New Order, Jesus and Mary Chain, The Wedding Present, Pop Will Eat Itself, Happy Mondays, New Model Army, The Weather Prophets. And on side 2, you got Morrissey singing Last of the Famous International Playboys, Susie and the Banshees, Peekaboo, Pixies, Monkeys Gone to Heaven, In Spiral Carpets, Crazy Head, Throwing Muses, All About Eve, and The Mission. Looks in great nick as well. Again, that only cost me £1. So it leaves me the record that I really was so pleased to have picked up. In the shop, there was a copy of Dexys Midnight Runners, Don't Stand Me Down. And I'd commented with someone, I think it might have been Hannah actually, that I was looking for this. It's so difficult to find, and I found this, and it was only £6. And the reason it's £6, it only came obvious when I got it home. Somebody's written on it, so it sort of tucks the value down. Great nick. This album, Dexy's third album, took ages to record, and it's a lot of money was spent. And when it came out, it was panned. Critically and commercially, it didn't sell. It only got in the top. He only got in the top, scraped the top 30 in the UK, and didn't chart at all in America. And the band split up pretty soon afterwards. And part of the reason why it didn't do any well, Kevin Rowland, he's very much his own man, and I'll show it. He's very much his own man, and he refused to promote the album. He had to go around doing the tours, and he refused to have a single. And reluctantly, a single was released, which was a shortened version of This Is What She's Like. These are the people that played on the album, and you probably noticed Vincent Crane played piano, of Crazy World of Arthur Brown and Atomic Rooster. What didn't probably help, it was the preppy look as well. He always went through different stages of what he looked like, Kevin Rowland, with the band, and the band sort of went along with it. So you had like the workman look at the Searching for the Young Soul Rebels. Then you had sort of like the scruffy, how can I best describe it? The scruffy look on 2IA, and then this, and plus the fact there's a lot of talking on this record as well. You know, it's not musically, it's not coherent, but it's absolutely brilliant. And side track 1 and side 2, one of these things, the opening riff, well, he lifted it off the American Werewolf in London, Warren Zevon's. And in fact, when they re-released the director's cut, he omitted as such Roland, so he gave the writers of that song, Zevon, I think, well, Eddie Waxwell has got a credit as well. Somebody else has got a credit. They got a credit for it. Not that they're going to get much money for it. This album's now considered to be a lost classic, and I can see why. It's just a wonderful album. You have to. I mean, I had listened to it before, but you've just got to sit down and just absolutely take it. It is an album that will take a couple of listens to get into it, but once you do, it's just absolutely wonderful album. I think it is now regarded as one of the great lost classics, and I can see why. So that was all my vinyl purchases over the last from Saturday. Hope everybody's doing well. My 200 subs contest is going well. Is up. I've relaunched it. And thank you, Davis Winchester, has put an entry in. Since then, I've actually gone down to 199 subs. So, first world problems, eh? But you've got to the end of the month. So I'll drop the old video reminder now and again, just to remind everyone that the contest is running. If you like what you've seen, you've stumbled across the channel for the first time, click on the subscribe button. More subscribers, the merrier. Thumbs up, thumbs down. If you like what you see, I'd love the interaction. Feel free to comment. I will get back to you. So, VC, until the next time, hopefully my package I'm waiting for will come early enough so I can come out, go and enjoy the sunshine. So, whatever you do today, VC, take care of yourselves, keep spinning, and more importantly, keep smiling.